Remember to turn it on. Chapter 9. Dark Secrets. The morning after the rave, the memory of Aster's warning is still fresh in your mind. You rush across campus toward the greenhouse. The rock you took from the shadow monster, a heavy weight in your pocket. Aster told me I need to take this rock to Kanto's. You reach the greenhouse door and find it locked. You pound on a window, trying to get Professor Kanto's attention. Professor Kanto's? It's important. There's some shuffling inside, and the door swings open to reveal Professor Kanto's. Elijah, I wasn't expecting to see you this morning. Is something the matter? I've never seen you so riled up. Yeah, sorry to bug you, but I really need your help with something. Of course, Elijah. Come inside, and we'll see what we can do. As you walk into the greenhouse, you reach into your pocket for a rock, but it's freezing cold. You jerk back your hand, startled. Ah! My goodness, what in the world is the matter, Elijah? Someone told me I had to bring this to you. Take the rock out of your pocket and set it down on his desk. He leans in close to examine it. Curious. Then, his mouth drops open, and he leaps back, knocking papers off his desk. He fumbles for his pan flute and plays a single shrill note. Shudder. A bolt of electricity shoots down from the ceiling. It strikes the rock and bounces off of it, leaving it unharmed. Crackling sparks scattered across the room. What'd you do that for? Stares back to you, eyes wide, fear and hackles raised. Where did you get that from? Is this supposed to be some kind of threat? Threat? Of course not. I just wanted to know what it was. I won't fall for that trickery. I swear, I was attacked by some kind of shadow creature, and when it died, it left that behind. That's why I came to you. The shadow creature? What are you talking about? He lowers his pan flute, but remains pressed up against the greenhouse wall, trembling. Please, Professor, I'm just here looking for answers. He narrows his eyes at you, though his shoulders relax a bit. What you brought me is an object of evil, incredible evil, and there's no reason you should have it. Why exactly should I trust you? Because you know me. I'm the same Elijah who's in your classes every week. I promise I only came here to learn more about that rock. He slowly approaches you again, but his gaze darts about the room. One of his hooves thumps nervously against the ground. I'm sorry, Elijah. You just caught me off guard. I never seen one of these in the flesh before, only in textbooks. It just startled me, that's all. He clears his throat and fiddles with his pan flute, trying to appear calm. No, what is this about a shadow creature attacking you? Nothing should be able to get you the words. Have you reported it to the administration? More importantly, are you alright? Professor, I'm fine. I just want to know what this rock is. It is not important. A trifle, really. In essence, it's nothing a student like you needs to worry about. So it's called an essence. Do you know what it's used for? Elijah, it's not a matter up for discussion. There's gotta be some way I can convince him to tell me more, but I have to be smart with my responses. Trust me, learning more could be dangerous. But there were evil shadowy monsters after me. I just want to understand why. Whatever those shadows are, they're targeting me specifically, not anybody else. I'm the one in danger. The anger drains out of you as fear takes its place. I just want to know why this keeps happening to me. He pauses, looking away guiltily. Elijah, I understand that you're struggling, but I'm afraid I told you all I can. You barely told me anything. And that is the way it should be. If you understood your situation, you'd be afraid, not looking for answers. You're right. I don't understand at all. I'm in I'm over my head. This is all so scary. What if the next time one of those creatures shows up and I can't fend it off? He frowns and lets out a sigh, glancing at you. Elijah, I can't imagine what you're going through. It must be terribly frightening. But that's precisely why you need to leave to me. I won't show the situation is handled. I don't get why you can't just tell me about the essence. What's the harm in knowing about it? Professor Contos presses his lips together, to open his mouth for a second before closing it again in hesitation. He shakes his head. It's far safer to just leave it be and let us professors worry about it. Professor, I respect your decision. I just hope you can do enough. So far, nothing seems to have stopped these attacks. He places a hand on your shoulder and gives it a comforting squeeze. Don't worry, Elijah. Just focus on your classes, and I'll take care of the rest. Professor, are you sure there's nothing else you can tell me about the essence? He looks at the ground, pursing his lips as if debating with himself. Then he sighs. Alright, Elijah. You convinced me. It's not normally a subject I discuss, but considering the circumstances, I'll tell you a bit about it. In essence, is what gives us life. It's like a soul. So, this used to be someone, or something soul? At one time, yes. Normally when a creature dies, its essence would disappear, but this one has been corrupted by an outside force. What could do that? Only very dark magic. So, how does this connect to the shadowy monsters that have attacked me? I don't know, Elijah. In all my studies, I never heard of creatures like the one you described. I wonder what it was used for then. Since getting them sounds pretty hard, maybe someone made it. Not possible. An essence cannot be created, Elijah. No magic is that powerful. Now, I think it's best if you get going. I'll be holding on to the essence so I can do some more research on it. But that's mine. I can't allow you to walk around with such a dangerous object. The less you have to do with it, the safer you'll be. He takes the essence and places it in a drawer, his hand shaking. Then he ushers you across the greenhouse. I don't know what you got involved in, Elijah, but you must stay out of it. This is a matter for us professors to handle. You're meddling with evil beyond your powers, for blood magic to be used in such a way. You remember the book Bk1 summoned from the secret room in the library? So blood magic is used to make these monsters. Forget I said anything on the matter. Mind these words, Elijah. For your own safety, do not investigate any further. Without another word, he gives you a shove at the door and shuts it before you can get back inside. You wake up the morning of the Deep game, thoughts still swirling on your meeting with Professor Contos. You let out a sigh. Let's hope today's better than yesterday. You get out of bed and stretch your arms over your head when there's a knock on the door. Coming. You go into the common room and open the door, and your mouth falls open. Good morning, Elijah. I hope I didn't wake you. Hey Beckett. What are you doing at my door with your shirt off so early in the morning? I was about to begin my morning yoga when I remembered that the first Deep game of the season is today. With everything going on, I thought you might be a bit tense for the match, and I figured I could help you unwind. You notice that he has a yoga mat rolled up under each arm. Hang on. You're asking me to do yoga with you? I know that may seem odd, but I promise you, I'm being sincere. I would enjoy your company. I always find yoga rather centering, and I was hoping you'd practice some of my favorite poses with me. Take this chance to relax before the big game while spending some quality time with Beckett. You get to see a side of him that he rarely shows anyone, and find out what positions he has in mind for the two of you. Wink, wink. You invite Beckett into your room and lays the mats out side by side. Then he sits on his knees at the back of one and motions for you to do the same on the other. I guess we're getting right to this. So, what's step 1? Yoga is all about setting your mind on what you're doing and letting everything else go. You have to become one with your body and breath. His voice is slow and relaxed as he leads you through some breathing exercises. Sunlight floods through your window, warming your drool and dispelling any lingering awkwardness. Warming up your back is crucial, so follow along. Child's pose and cat-cow are two of my favorite back stretches. Quick question. Who names these things? Not pausing in his stretches, Beckett grins eagerly at you. I've read up quite a bit on the history of yoga as a practice. The origins of some postures extend back to... On second thought, let's focus on just getting through today's routine, and then you can give me the historical context. Fair enough. Next, we're gonna go into downward facing dog. He ducks his toes underneath, plants his palms on his mat, then lifts his hips into the air so that he makes an upside V. You do the same. Very good. Now don't bow your back. Try to push your sternum down and do the same thing with your heels. Stretch, stretch, stretch. I could use a little help. Beckett quickly gets up to help you. He places his hands on your hips to align them, then gently straightens your back with a soft touch. That should feel better. Make sure to keep your hips square and don't bow your back because that can cause some serious damage. I feel much better now, but I'm not sure what you mean about keeping my hips square. Beckett's hands return to your hips, shifting them slightly. His touch lingers, and when you glance at his face, you find him blushing. Thanks. You definitely have the magic touch. Yes, well, hips are your form is... You're doing just fine. All the tension within your body melts away as you continue through the warm-up. Soon, Beckett has you transition into some more advanced postures. Peaceful Warrior is my jam. I never thought I enjoyed lunching so much. Yoga really makes basic stretches feel so calming. And that's exactly why I do it. I must say, I'm somewhat relieved that you agreed to practice with me. I rarely tell people that I do yoga, because I know I don't seem the type. Frankly, I'm used to people teasing me when I bring it up. Well, I didn't tease you when you mentioned it during our detention in the library, and I'm not going to now. Whoever teases you is missing out. This is great. Beckett smiles at you, and you smile back, happy to share this peaceful moment with him. You also can't help but admiring the build of his body, the flex of his muscles as he moves gracefully through the postures. So, about those positions you mentioned earlier. You follow him into a plank position. He shakes the hair out of his eyes before he answers, holding himself up with strong arms. Would you happen to have any partner ones in mind? I think that'd be a great way to bring us closer together. I would, actually, but I'm not certain you're ready for them yet. You must not know me very well, because I'm up for anything, especially if it's physical. Well then, make your way through this warm-up, and I'd be happy to show you some. Beckett finally releases his plank, lowering himself to the mat, then arching his back before lifting himself into the downward dog. You follow along with ease. Beckett pauses to give you an appraising look. I dare say you're natural. I don't know how I did that voice for him. That rocky start notwithstanding. I just have a good yoga instructor. You follow Beckett through another move, and then both of you sitting cross-legged on your mats. You know, when you said you wanted to do yoga, I sort of thought it'd be more magical. Yoga is yoga, Elijah. There's no magic needed. But now that you mention it, I do know a spell that could make this more interesting. And it would work perfectly with one of those partner positions you were so excited about, if you're still up for the challenge. Don't worry, I won't drop you. I'm sure you noticed that I have muscles. And apparently an excellent vocabulary too. Now, what do I have to do for this partner move? Beckett ends up on his back, his feet planted against your hips, his hands clasping yours as he holds you above him. Fantastic. This is even easier than I anticipated. Just let me add the spell. Remember to stay relaxed. Magic washes over you, and you and Beckett slowly rise from the floor, floating in midair. Whoa. His eyes shine with excitement. Looking down at him, you wobble slightly. You tighten all your muscles and squeeze his hands. We're doing it. I'll take you to your perfect posture. Now see if we can do a full rotation. It's all because the wind sends the two of you spinning, moving you beneath Beckett, and then slowly back on top. You can't help but laugh. I can't believe that worked. A tribute to our skills. Now's the time to dismount. You sink back to the floor, landing softly. He bends his knees and sets you fluidly on your feet. You pull him up to his, and he gives a grateful nod. Your hand remains clasped in his, as though he's forgotten to release them. So the grin, and he clears his throat, letting go. Thank you, Elijah. You are indeed a fantastic yoga partner. This was really fun. Maybe we should do it again sometime. Beckett nods seriously, then begins to roll up the yoga mats. It would be my pleasure. I'll let you prepare for your thief game now. I wouldn't want you to be late. There's no chance of that. I'm wide awake and totally pumped. Beckett nods again, starts toward your door. When he opens it, he looks over his shoulder with a rare smile. Thank you for joining me this morning, Elijah. You wave goodbye to Beckett, and then start getting ready for the game. Later that day, you meet up with the rest of your friends and head toward the deep arena. I remember Contos yesterday. He told me the rock is called an essence. I think it was used with blood magic to make those monsters. He wouldn't tell me much more than that, though. Using blood magic and an essence to create life. Incredible. I didn't even know that was possible. I bet he's hiding something. This seems like just the kind of thing that the administration doesn't want students learning about. He's just trying to keep Elijah safe, Shreya. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe we should listen to him, Elijah. He's a professor. He can handle this way better than we can. I know Kantos means well, but these shadow creatures are dangerous. You can't just sit idly when they could try to kill me again. I need to investigate so I can protect myself. If I act like everything's okay and just try to focus on school, they can catch me off guard. At least while I'm investigating, I'm learning more about these shadows so I can defend myself against them. You're right. We'll do whatever we can to ensure you don't get hurt. I just wish I knew where the monsters were coming from. Then we have a lead. Actually, the essence could do just that. I know a potion that reveals where an object originated from, but it requires very specific ingredients. We'll need baby's breath meteorite fragment, and a basilisk scale, and the essence, of course. So, we swing by Pine Square after the game? You can't go to the store and purchase these ingredients. They're hard to come by. Perhaps we can find a baby and bottle their breath. What are you talking about, Beckett? Baby's breath isn't flour. It's not like it's an actual baby's breath. Your friends all stare at you in confusion. Or, I guess it is in a magical world. Jeez, I'm never gonna get used to this place. Beckett, would Kantos have these ingredients? Like, baby's breath is just a flower, you say confidently, and they all look at you like, what? Huh? And you're like, oh, okay, you actually get baby breath from a baby. Okay, wow. I just assumed it was another name for something else. Like, not a literal baby, like maybe like a flower, or I don't know, like a spell, a rock. I don't know. Probably, in his private stock at least, but that's not available to students. And after the warning he just gave me, I doubt he'd give them up back, and he took the essence from me. That's the problem. I was just gonna sneak in and take the ingredients. We could get the essence back then. You have to be joking. Steal? From a professor? Absolutely not. If that's the only way to get what we need, then I don't have any other choice. Then you're gonna have to miss the Thief game. It's the only guarantee you have that Conto's out of his office since he's refereeing. They can count me out. There's no way I'm going to miss watching the first game of the season just to get some potion ingredients. Typical. Well then, looks like it's just you and me, Reja. Are you seriously gonna skip the game when you're on the varsity team? So if I don't want to miss it, I was really looking forward to playing my first official game with Thief. Exactly. The first game is all about team bonding and the crowd falling over you. How can you give that all up? Doesn't sound like there's a better time. He's right. There won't be another opportunity like this for weeks. It's now or never. I'm sorry, Zev, but there's more important in the game. I know, you're right. Guess I just have to save my special Elijah cheer for later. Alright, Beckett, can you tell me a bit more about the ingredients so I know what to look for? Well, baby breath is self-explanatory. Meteorite fragment will be a shiny silver rock. The vascular scale should be labeled since it has toxic properties depending on how you use it. Got it. Then, Shreya, I'll meet you outside the arena just after the game starts. Thank goodness. I won't have to sit through the whole match. It's so hard to watch. You and your friends all stare at her. I meant, because the seats are just very, very uncomfortable. Shreya smiles cheekily, and you roll your eyes at her. The Zeph grabs her arm, tugging her toward the stands. Well, you can put up with this Teeth for a little while, because I don't want to miss the pre-game festivities. Zeph drags Shreya off, Beckett following after. You and Griffin step into the stadium, starts trekking across the field toward the tunnel. Griffin, I'm really sorry that I have to miss the game. It's just, I don't know when I will get another chance like this. Don't worry about it. Getting those ingredients is important. Griffin puffs out his chest and forces a smile. Besides, I can handle the game. Like, if I had to, I could probably take on the whole other team myself. If you don't have to pretend in front of me. I'm not pretending. Griffin eyes the other team across the field and deflates a little. It's just, I use my favorite teammate, that's all. I promise I'll make it up to you. Just let me know what I can do. Actually, it's a bit of a long shot, but if you can get in and out fast enough, you can be back in time to play in the second half. You just have to make sure you check in with the coach for the whistle blows. Not to be too dirty. What if I'm not back in time? They won't be able to play. The coach has to submit who's playing in the second half before it starts. I'll do my best to get back then. As you enter the tunnel, you try to look sickly, put a hand on your stomach. You stumble over to the captain. Snyder, I see you suited up and ready to go. What's up? Captain, I'm actually not feeling so good. I don't think I can play today. At least, not right now. Well, that sucks. But we don't need you getting sicker, or making the team sick. So just rest up, I guess. If you somehow manage to feel better before the second half, let me know, and we'll get you into the game. We can definitely use you out there. The team heads toward the field for the pre-game festivities, and you leave to meet up with Shreya. The two of you hurry to the greenhouse. You and Shreya hover in the nearby bushes, waiting to ensure the coast is clear. And after a few minutes, Professor Conto steps out the door, whistling to himself, and heads towards the arena. Come on, let's go. You and Shreya sneak over to the door and duck inside the greenhouse. The room is empty when you enter. You and Shreya step further inside, looking around. Loomis, can you give us a hand? As you speak his name, Loomis appears in the ether. Cool. Quick, you and Shreya look for his private stock. I'll get the essence. If I were a professor, where would I have my personal potion ingredients? Probably somewhere out of sight. You don't think he made it invisible, do you? Only one way to find out. You dig through Professor Kanto's drawers so you can find the essence. You tuck it into your book bag. Shreya walks along the wall of the greenhouse, arms stretched in front of her, searching for something. Loomis pokes his nose through various plants, digging through them. Did you find it? You hurry over to Loomis and see a cabinet tucked against the wall, mostly obscured by greenery. You try the handle and find it's locked. This has gotta be where he keeps his personal ingredients. Now, we just have to bust this lock open. Step aside and let me handle it. Actually, I got this. You put your fist at your side and feel your magic rush into your arms. Take 2 fingers and press them up against the lock, which pops open. Easy. Well, color me impressed. You like the Kantos is so trusting. If you're my parents, he have at least a dozen chessmen guarding his duck. If I ever need, I'm going to watch the door, just in case anyone decides to come by. Sorry, bad French accent. I'm trying. Shreya walks around the corner, leaving you in front of the cabinet. Alright, buddy. Becky told me he needs baby's breath, meteorite fragment, and a basket scale. Yes. You start rifling through the cabinets. You get the vial off the shelf and tuck it into your bag. 1 down, 2 to go. As you pick through the crowded cabinet, you find green stones. Take the silver stone off the shelf and put it in your bag. Great. Just 1 ingredient left. On the bottom shelf, you find a section labeled animal parts with 3 items displayed prominently, a clear white label below them. You got the scale from the shelf, placing in your bag with the other ingredients. Okay, that's everything. Let's get out of here. You shut the cabinet and hurry back over to Shreya. Well, did you get everything? Take a look. You open your bag and Shreya looks through it before grinning. Nice work. With Loomis's help, I'm not sure you even needed me here. Maybe not, but that would have been less fun. As much as I appreciate the flattery, we should get going. As you talk, you hear whistling from outside. How's he back already? The game can't be over yet. We have to hide. Quick, Loomis, back to the ether. Yeah? Loomis disappears. You whirl around, looking for some place out of sight, when Shreya pauses. Shreya, what are you doing? He's coming. But look. This is about the essence. Shreya gestures at an open journal sitting on Professor Kanto's desk. One of the pages has a sketch of the essence, some writing and diagrams surrounding it. I know Kanto didn't tell me everything. There might be more in here about the essence and the creatures attacking me. Then let's take these pages and hide. We'll need all the info we can get. Take the pages from Professor Kanto's journal and learn more about the creatures that have been attacking you. Oh, I never paid for it. I'm a scaredy cat. You get the pages out of the journal, stuff them into your book bag. Shreya snaps her fingers, and the next couple pages crinkle before filling in with words. Come on. Shreya grabs a hold of your wrist and pulls you into a massive pile of vines, burying you both in them, just as Professor Contos steps back into the greenhouse. He walks over to his desk, picking up a whistle. When he glances around the room, his eyebrows knit together. Shreya's pressed against... Shreya's pressed against... Fuck you. Shreya's pressed up against your chest, your breaths mingling in the space. She winks at you playfully. Suddenly, you feel something shift against your arm, and realize the vines are moving. One curls around Shreya's ankle, tightening around it, while another opens pink flowers right under her nose. Shreya's eyes go wide, her mouth opening. I gotta keep Shreya quiet. You make eye contact with Shreya as you lean in close. Her eyes flutter shut, she shifts forward, presses her lips against yours. Then, as she pulls away, she lets out a soft hum. What was that? Professor Konto steps closer to the pile of vines you're buried in. You and Shreya hold perfectly still, not daring to breathe. Then he shakes his head and returns to his desk. He picks up his journal, tucking it under his arm. I'm glad I grabbed those pages. Professor Kontos does one last sweep of the room, and then leaves. You and Shreya both sigh with relief as you poke your head out of the vines. That was way too close. You're telling me. Let's get out of here before these vines decide what food. You and Shreya untangle yourselves from the vines and hurry out of the greenhouse. Well, what do those pages say? You pull the pages out of your bag and begin reading them aloud. I believe this essence was used to create a not being known as shade. They are mere echoes of their true forms. Shades are created when a powerful Titan kills a creature and takes its essence, a substance little understood, baked into his soul. And this all sounds very bad. Hell with that. But one essence alone is not enough to create life. Blood magic must be used to fuse two essences together first. With their essences fused together, blood magic can then be used to give them solid form. However, the process of removal and fusion corrupts the essences, so the creatures created no longer resemble the original form. So these monsters you've been fighting have been made from other creatures? I guess that explains why they don't all look the same. Oh, this is super illegal. You can go to prison for doing blood magic. And someone is doing it specifically to get me. You continue on. These creatures are hollow, following any orders given to them by the Titan responsible for their creation. If blood magic is involved here, as I expect it is, I worry about what the Titan intends and why they're targeting the student. Come to the end of the page and flip to the back, only to find it's completely blank. I guess that's all Kanto's managed to learn. Still, that's more than we knew before. It finally feels like we're making progress. That wasn't so bad. We got all the ingredients in time for me to play the rest of the game. Griffin just said I need to be back before 2:30. Elijah, I hate to break it to you, but it's already 2:28, and we have to get it all the way to the arena in 2 minutes. Shreya gestures to the clock on top. Shreya gestures to a clock on top of one of the buildings, which is nearly at 2:30. Then I guess I won't be able to play. Shreya watches you for a moment and crosses her arms. Fine. I could give you my teleportation ring. It only has one charge left, but you go direct to the game. I've been holding on to it forever, but this feels like the right time to use it. Are you sure? Yes, but you can hold me big time. Game Griffin wanted to have you by his side during the game. Use Shreya's teleportation ring to get back to the game in time to play the second half. I remember paying for that, but not the pages? Which means I had the diamond for this, but not the pages? Okay. Shreya hands you the ring, and you slip it onto your finger. She taps the gem. Now just think about the place you want to go to. Fuck me, accent. Now just think about the place you want to go to and jump. You picture the deep stadium in your mind and leap in the air. and land in the grass on the field. You rush up to your coach and check in with him before hurrying to meet up with your teammates who are huddled off to the side. I'm here. I'm feeling better and I'm ready to play. So let's get out there and win this. Griffin claps you on the shoulder as you follow the team onto the field. I'm glad you can make it. Well, I couldn't leave you up by yourself. The deep arena closes as you all line up in the starting corner. The captain turns toward you. Alright, here's the plan. Langley, Ward, I want you to keep them distracted. Snyder, you're and me. We go to the offensive. You nod, and the captain turns back toward the team at the opposite end of the field. Then the whistle blows, and the terrain shifts. The air grows cold, and you're suddenly standing up to your knees in snow. Griffin and Ward take off in opposite directions. You spot the other team in the distance, scattering. Here they come. Let's show them what we got. You see snow was flying through the air from where Griffin and Ward disappeared behind the hills. They drive a couple of players into the center, turning right toward you. Look around at the snow and channel your magic into it. Time to make some snow, people. Snow coincides around the other players, wrapping them in a massive ball of snow that rolls towards you. Oh, I'm stuck. The ball rolls over once and then dissolves, dropping the players into the snow at your feet. I've never seen that one before. A little Elijah special for you. You got the flag for one of the players, while the captain goes for the other. The player in front of you gets teleported back to the bench when suddenly there's a loud crack in the distance. The captain stops, half bent over the other player, to look around for his source. As he does, he knows the player on the ground, reaching to steal his flag. Captain, look out! But you're too late. The player grabs his flag and yanks off his belt. Damn it. There's a whistle, and the captain suddenly disappears. The player gets to her feet, grinning at you. Let's dance. You turn and dash away across the field. You see half of your team rushing at a group of their players. A couple on each side get their flags pulled. And suddenly, the terrain shifts into an arid desert. Massive thorny trees pop up around you, and your feet kick up a trail of dust. As you glance back toward your pursuer, you nearly run into a member of your own team. Whoa. Where's the captain? Not already. Then what are we supposed to do? You see the player you ran away from hurling toward you, her hands raised. You can't run forever. For now, just try to keep her from getting off flags. Suddenly, massive boulders burst from the ground, and you barely leap out the way in time. You take off running, the rocks giving chase. You channel your magic into a tree as you go running toward it. I know we're not super close, but I love not to be crushed. Please give me a hand here. Nothing seems to happen, but when you get closer, you notice the spines laying down flat. You quickly grab hold of a branch, pull yourself up into the tree. The boat is going whizzing past. No, it's way too close. At least the tree was nice enough to not stab you. You jump back down to the ground beside your teammate. The other player glares at you and stalks forward. She's still coming after us. Elijah, get out of here. You stood a better chance if you can find Griffin. He was still in when I last saw him. I'll hold her off and buy you some time. Thanks, Ward. Without another player, fuck you. Without another word, you turn and rush in the opposite direction, just as the terrain shifts. Trees and grass spring up around you. As you make your way across the field, you don't see any of your other teammates. I get the feeling we're down a couple players. As you step into a clearing, Griffin comes barreling in front. As you step into a clearing, Griffin comes barreling in from the opposite side. Oh, good. At least we have 2 players in. Pretty sure we're all that's left. How many do we have? Ward was facing off at 1 where I came from, but I don't know if he'd be here. As you speak, the player from before comes out the woods behind you, and 2 more step up behind Griffin. I was like, we're slightly outnumbered. No problem though. I'll keep distracted when the time's right. Go for those legs. Griffin crouches down, placing his hands on the dirt, and suddenly the ground all around you starts shaking. Hey Griff, help me out here. You dress out one of the trees. Griffin nods, and you feel a burst of his energy fill you as magic weaves into yours. You immediately channel your magic into the tree. Athena. A small ball of resin jerks out of it and onto. A small ball of resin jerks out of it and into your hand. You flick a string of resin onto each of the other players' flags. Nice shot. Then you yank the strings. Ripping the flags free so they come flying into your hand. As you hold the flags up over your head, the stadium shifts back. And the stands erupt in cheers. We won. The rest of the team's steam streams onto the field, surrounding you. Damn. Nice work, rookie. I knew you could do it. As the team begins celebrating, the mob pushes you and Griffin up against each other. He grins down at you. You throw your arms around Griffin, pulling him into a hug. Thanks for my back earlier. I really want to play. And that's what friends are for. As the crowd moves apart, you hear your friends calling your name from somewhere near the stadium's exit. I guess you better join them. You and Griffin head off the field and meet up with your friends. Did you see how Elijah got those flags at the end? And Griffin dodged 2 players at once? It was incredible. You're all there, Zeph. I'll be sorry. Though, it was rather impressive. Yes, you're very skilled. Now, can we get going? Berg is right. That potion isn't going to be yourself. When your friends leave the arena and head to the roost. When you get to the roost, Beckett sets up a cauldron, and you lay the ingredients you stole from Kanto's out on the floor. Beckett examines them, nodding to himself. Yes, this looks like everything I need. Now you have the whole situation handled. He went in there and picked out the right stuff while ending up. That's Elijah, kicking ass and taking names. I don't know about that, but I can definitely manage to get in a few potion ingredients. I still can't believe you actually managed to get this out of a professor's private stock without being caught. I know, I'm amazing. I snuck in and got those potions. I snuck in and got those potion ingredients. No sweat. Impressive. Huh. And I can see it doesn't go into your head or anything. You still need me to make the potion. Do, but you wouldn't be anywhere without my flawless leadership. Beckett and Shreya shake their heads as you grin at them. Well, the potion is going to take a few hours to brew, so we should be able to get our answers later tonight. I can't think of anything more boring than watching someone make a potion, and I'm starving, so I'm gonna go get some dinner. Count me in. I need to refuel after that game. I heard they're serving fancy Dutch creme brulee for dessert tonight. I'm not missing that. Good. Good. Then I have some peace and quiet to work in. As you head toward the trap door of the roost with your friends, Beckett calls you back. Elijah, can I steal you for a moment? Why? Is something wrong? No. It's just been a few years since my sister taught me this potion. You didn't say that your sister is the one who taught it to you. Oh, well, she did. She used to help me with a lot of spell work and potions, since we aren't technically supposed to learn them until we reach university. Together, the 2 of us could basically do anything. Beckett sighs wishfully before looking back over at you. Anyway, I was thinking it might be better to have more than one set of eyes on the potion. Since it's been so long, the effect helped me. Beckett clears his throat and offers you a smile. I find your company most tolerable. Help Beckett make the potion to learn more about his sister and background and get the chance to share a romantic moment with him. Mother... My mouth is dry, I'm tired, and I'm paying to make the chapter longer. You smile at Beckett before turning to go after your friends. Bring us back some dinner so we don't starve, okay? Don't do anything stupid while we're gone. Why would we... Never mind. You walk over and join him on the floor by the cauldron. Here in the basilisk scale, to light the cauldron and keep the flame low. Basilisks have huge scales. Naturally, a fully grown basilisk is typically the size of a car, though the largest recorded one was nearly as big as the dragon. You pass the scale to him, and he begins chopping into smaller pieces. You focus and start a small flame beneath the cauldron, changing the liquid from a deep blue to a bright orange. So you said your sister taught you this? So you're saying your sister taught you this potion? I bet there's a story there. Not really. I was just interested in testing the potion's abilities. You nudge him with your elbow, and he glares at you. Come on. I know that's not the truth. Tell me. Beckett sighs heavily, shaking his head. If you must know, my parents took me to visit Katrina and friends, and while walking through the city, I found someone's prenup. Prenup? It's a journal sealed with magic, so it can only be opened by one person. This one was pretty well worn, so I figured it was important. My imagination got the best of me. It could have been someone's memoir, notes from a secret society, research on a new form of magic. Finally, I asked my sister to help me with... Eventually, learn to read. Finally, I asked my sister to help me find its owner, and we made the potion together. It's already hard to do Becca's voice. Messing up and having to read longer. Oh my god. But doesn't the potion show you where an item originated? Wouldn't it take you to the factory where it was made? No. Items change as people use them and give them homes. That meant the prenup origin was where it was used most. So, did you get back to them? Yes, but it turned out it was just the book keeping this. Yes, but it turned out it was just the book keeping for a business. Nothing special about it. That must have been disappointing. Not at all. It was a job well done, and Katrina took me on a special trip to the archives of the Muse Data Mage that same day. You mean she took you there in order to show you up? He purses his lips and looks determinedly at the cutting board. You smile to yourself. So, what was your sister doing in France? On this particular occasion, she was studying at Ridgeview, getting a degree in Asian history. She was also interning at the French Magical Society and Blossom Builders, a non-profit committed to preserving fairy gardens. All at once? Does she ever sleep? Sleep is for the weak. Then I must be pretty weak. It must have been nice, though, to have someone on the same busy schedule as you. I suppose so. She still insisted on calling to check in every week and all the ridiculous nonsense. There's one time when I complained to her about going to tea with the Waterfords, who only ever talk about their silverware collection. Let me guess. She flew all the way from France to go with you. She claimed she was there to see a lecture at Harvard. A likely story. She seems pretty overprotective. Oh, you don't know the half of it. You nudge him to the side with your elbow again, and his glare returns. Would you quit that? Not until you elaborate. What else did she do? He scrapes the scale pieces off the cutting board and into the cauldron, and they fizzle as they hit the surface. He hands you a ladle. First, stir counterclockwise 10 times, then add a meteor fragment. You take the ladle and set about stirring before grabbing the meteorite fragment. So shiny. You drop into the potion while he begins cutting off the ends of the plant. Beckett, you're stalling. I'm doing no such thing. You go to nudge him in the side the third time, and he holds his hands up in mock surrender. Okay. When I was a senior in high school, I really wanted to brew Serious Sight. It's a very difficult potion that lets you see into the past. But when I asked Katrina to help me, she said it was too dangerous and that I needed to wait till I was at Pentecost to learn it. She must have had a good reason. Well, in my opinion, there's no harm that comes from learning. But in this case, she may have been right. Instead of listening to her, I attempted to make the potion on my own. And it went horribly wrong in every way possible. It sort of exploded. And he sighs across the back of his neck, his cheeks darkening in embarrassment. And it sends off one of my eyebrows. I have one eyebrow? I bet you were still cute. You're joking. I think you rock it. Besides, it's not like how attractive you are centered around a single eyebrow. I'm glad we agreed that my brain's my most attractive feature. I was gonna say your hair, but let's go with that. Beckett shakes his head and turns to the cauldron, examining it. As he sits back, he lets out a happy sigh. Is everything okay, Beckett? Of course it is. Why wouldn't I be? I'm perfectly fine. He turns back to the potion, leaning close to talk loudly in his ear. Beckett, come on, Beckett. Say your friend was bothering you. You always this annoying. Only when my friends are feeling down. You sit back with a frown. But seriously, Beckett, you know you can talk to me, right? He casts a sideways glance at you and has a hand through his hair. It's just weird not to see her all the time. Even when we were busy with school or charity events, research, we always had time to talk. But now I'm here, it feels like we're so far apart. Everyone gets homesick. It's totally normal. I know. I'm sure it'll pass. But until it does, I'm happy to listen. He sighs again, looking at the ground. I just don't know what I'm going to do when I can't manage everything on my own. Game. Well, we're like 53 minutes in. Why? Now, bitch. You're on your own. I'll be there for you. I'm not gonna leave when the going gets tough. It's not like my life has been the easiest either. All the monster attacks and mysteries. But we have each other. That's what counts. I'm starving. I suppose that's true. We can get through it. Together. He clears his throat and looks pointedly away. Right. Well then. Lean forward and press your lips to his. Becca's eyes widen, but at the moment, he eagerly returns the kiss. He slides his hand around the back of your neck and pulls you closer. As you break apart, you nip playfully at his lower lip. I like making you speechless. Who said I was? You surge forward, crashing your lips against his before you can finish. His eyes slide shut as you deepen the kiss. As you break apart, he presses a soft kiss to your jaw and ducks his head down to kiss your neck. You let out a soft sigh, brushing your hand through his hair. Now who's speechless? You tug him back up to kiss him again. When he pulls away, he rests his forehead against yours, panting quietly. At the moment, he clears his throat. We shouldn't get distracted. We still have to finish the potion. Too bad. We just need to add the baby's breath. You and Beckett reach for the vial at the same time, your hands brushing softly against each other. His face flushes. Sorry, you can, go ahead. Just let it wash over the potion. I can't believe this is real breath. You take the vial and slowly open it above the cauldron. The smoke comes rushing out. The smoke comes rushing out, swirling into the liquid and turning it a soft green. Perfect. That's precisely what it's supposed to do. In a few hours, it'll be ready. This was actually much easier than I expected. It's nice to have help, isn't it? Only when help is capable. Capable? From you? That's the highest praise. Don't be ridiculous. You're merely competent. That's nothing to pre-net. Ooh, now I'm merely competent. You're just dealing out the compliments today. He huffs, but a smile plays at the edge of his lips. He quickly extinguishes it. Whatever. You smile to yourself as the two of you continue to watch over the potion. Later that night, you and your friends are standing around the cauldron, the potion bubbling in front of you. A large bubble floats up from the potion's surface, and a bright light flashes when it pops. Now, you simply have to put the essence in the potion and let it do the rest. You take the essence out of your pocket and hold it over the cauldron. Well, here goes nothing. You let go of the essence, and it drops into the mixture with a soft plop. Beckett uses a ladle to fish out the essence, which is now glowing a bright red. Just as intended. Now, remember, this will show you where the monster came from, so you need to absorb as much information as you can about the place. He shifts the ladle toward you, offering you the essence. Guess I'll touch it. You reach out to touch the essence. The moment your fingers connect with it, your vision goes white. You see the hall of mirrors, eerily silent, and then there's another flash of white. And you're back in the roost. I know where we have to go. Goodbye. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye now, right? Yeah. Wait. No. Okay. No. Never mind. Not goodbye. Okay. Okay. I almost paused this. I almost stopped it. Oh my god. Hello. How are you? Why is this still going? We're 58 minutes in. How long is this chapter? You and your friends rush down to the hall of mirrors, but when you step aside, the room seems empty. This isn't suspicious or anything. Zev's eyes dive around the room as Griffin steps forward and searches the space. Well, the coast is clear. We're the only ones here. Do you think the potion didn't work? I was gonna say, with Zev. How was he back in his regular clothes? Oh yeah, right. Him and everyone else went to get dinner. So yeah, they had hours to eat, change, rest. And I saw Griffin out of his deep outfit. I was like, why is he out of his outfit, but I'm not out of mine? Oh yeah, again, they had hours to go eat and change and rest and Don't be absurd. Of course it would. I guess that the source of the monsters is one of these mirrors. But that shouldn't be possible. The mirrors have protective wards on them. Nothing should be able to get through. As your friends discuss, you approach one of the mirrors in the center of the room. You examine your reflection and notice that it seems off. You reach out to touch the mirror. Watch out! As the mirrors shatter, you feel yourself being pulled by an invisible force. You tumble forward, straight to the mirror. When your vision clears, you find yourself in a dark space, glowing with a strange red light. Where am I? Okay, bye for real.